I would like to call the meeting to order. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we are on the unceded traditional territory of the Tsimshian and Smellick speaking people, where we have the privilege to work, eat, and play. So we have one agenda item today, elections. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda? Moved.
Seconded by James.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So agenda item 2.1, election of the chair. I'd like to call for nominations for the position of board chair.
I'll nominate Kate Toy.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
I'd like to do a second call for nominations for the position of board chair.
I think you have to ask if I accept, right?
Yes, you
Yes.
do.
Sorry, would you like to accept?
Yes, thank you.
Would you like to accept? Or sorry, call a second call for nominations for the position of board chair.
Yes, I'd like to nominate James Horn.
Would you like to accept?
No, thank you. Thanks to my nominator.
You weren't even seconded anyway.
I would like to do a third call for nominations for the position of board chair.
I don't think you have to nominate a second nomination. It's just a nomination. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. He's talking other times.
Seeing none. So I'd like to declare trustee Toy as board chair by acclamation.
Thank you.
Trustee, or sorry, board chair Toy, would you like to address the board?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. We can move on to 2.2, election of vice chair. Call for nomination of vice.
I'll nominate Janet.
That's what. I would second that.
Janet?
Yeah.
I respectfully decline. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. Call for vice chair. Am I allowed to nominate somebody? Yes?
Ask your boss or
Yeah,
ask
go.
our boss.
Yes, thank you, Mike. I would like to nominate trustee Meyer for vice chair.
I'll second that.
Thank you, I will accept. You will.
Not done yet. You didn't write it in just yet.
I didn't write it, I just put the dash.
And thank you for that. Second call for vice chair. Are there any further nominations? And a third call for nominations for vice chair. Not seeing any. Our vice chair is Christy Meyer. Thank you, everybody. Moving on to 2.2, election of BCSTA provincial council member. Call for nominations.
I nominate, trustee Maya. Oh, that is?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, pull that back. No nomination now.
I'll nominate Louisa.
And a seconder for that,
Me?
Danielle Dalton.
Yes.
Was that Danielle? Wonderful. And do you accept that, trustee Sanchez?
Yeah, yes.
All right. And a second Any other nominations for BCSTA Provincial Council?
I'd like to nominate James, or trustee Horn, sorry.
Wonderful. And a seconder?
Oh, we are gonna second, okay.
I'll second that.
Thank you, trustee Pucci. And do you accept trustee Horn?
Yes, thank you for my nominator.
All right. Any further calls for BCSTA PC?
See what?
Provincial Council.
You know you accepted, right?
Going for a second time? Calls for nomination for provincial council? And a third time, call for nominations for provincial council? And we have two nominees and we will go to a vote. My understanding is that does everybody text their votes into our superintendent?
I have ballots for the people in person.
Okay, wonderful, thank you.
You and that?
What about you?
Oh, my goodness, don't do it.
Where did you show one?
No friend.
Welcome with you.
I mean, I can't vote for you.
Don't talk to me.
Someone will get it. He died. Okay,
Yeah. Oh, it can't. There's seven.
Don't get someone written. You can. Yeah.
Mistakes.
You, Chair. It's City West. Takes a long time.
I just want to ensure that all votes were counted.
All votes that we received electronically were counted.
Did you get my vote, Andrew?
No,
Well, I texted you.
As did I.
yeah, I received a vote from Kate, but I did not receive any others. Yep, I got your vote. So
Okay.
you're on, are you gonna stay online or are you going to join on your iPad?
No, I'm, sorry, I'm gonna,
There you go. Oh, it just got totally clicked off.
Yeah.
Yep.
With everything.
Okay. Let me make sure I'm sending this to Kate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta charge my iPad. I didn't know it wasn't charged. We're operating on 3 different phones now because we're in negotiations with the union, so I've got to be on all these different devices. I apologize.
Yeah, it's a good thing we had a meeting before this to make sure everything would go smoothly.
Oh, well, that's life. Suck it up, Buttercup.
That is correct. Oh, you want me to send that to you? Sorry. And you know why the drum roll.
It just private chatted in the meeting too, but.
Madam Chair, you now have the results.
That's gonna be one problem. We can do that with neighborhood.
Thank you. We have 4 votes for Horn and 3 votes for Sanchez. Thank you for everyone who voted, and thank you, Trustee Horn. And thank you for letting your name stand, Trustee Sanchez. We have now the election of BCPC alternate. Call for nominations.
What are we doing?
BCP.
The-
Provincial.
It's BCSTA still, Kate.
Sorry, yeah, the BCSDA Provincial Council alternate. Call for nominations. Trustee Meyer,
I'd like to nominate, Trustee Sanchez.
wonderful, and a seconder.
I'll second that.
Thank you. And would you accept the nomination, Trustee Sanchez? Wonderful. And any other calls for BCSDA Provincial Council? Second call for nominations for alternate. And a third and final call for BCSTA Provincial Council alternate. Thank you very much, Trustee Sanchez, for being our Provincial Council alternate. We can now move to 2.24, election of BCPC bargaining representative for council member. Call for nominations.
I'll nominate Trustee Meyer.
Thank you, Trustee. And a seconder for Trustee Meyer.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Trustee
Pucci.
Pucci. And do you accept the nomination, Trustee Meyer?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And any further nominations for BCPC bargaining council member? I'm sorry if anyone has their hands up and I don't see you, could speak up. And a third call for BCPC bargaining representative council member. Not hearing or seeing any. Thank you, Trustee Meyer, for being our BCPC bargaining representative council member. And 2.25, election of BCPC bargaining representative council member alternate, I believe. call for nominations.
Am I allowed to
Trustee-
nominate myself?
I believe you are. Are you, I don't know. Are you allowed to nominate yourself? Could somebody please give
I
me
would-
guidance?
No,
gonna
no,
nominate-
no, you can't nominate
Thank you.
yourself.
No.
If Mike
Thank you.
wants to be the
And
alternate,
then,
And
if
I-
Mike wants to be the alternate, I will nominate you, Mike.
Wonderful. I've heard two nominations. So trustee Meyer, would you be a second to that nomination?
Absolutely.
Great. And will you accept the nomination, trustee Pucci?
yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. And second call for nominations for BCPC bargaining rep council member alternate. A third call for BCPC bargaining representative council member alternate. Not hearing or seeing any. Thank you, trustee Pucci, for being our BCPC bargaining council member alternate. Thank you very much. And now on to 2.3, the Board of Education assignments, and 2.4. My understanding is these will be either emailed to the people who can't pick it up at the office, and these will be handed out as a hard copy to those who are in person. And you can choose your assignments and put in your top 4 choices for the committees. And I would also ask that if you have this to me by the weekend, I'll be able to get these assignments out to everybody by early next week. Any questions about those 2 items?
So do we have to pick that up at the office?
I believe that they'll also be emailed out.
Oh,
We can email it to you.
okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
you don't need to
thanks.
make this special
Mhm.
trip.
Wonderful. Any further questions on those items? I don't believe there are, so I thank you all so much, and I do believe we are adjourned for this evening. And I know this is a 1-item agenda, but I do just want to remind everybody of some of the items that we have coming up in our next board meeting. So I will be sending out an email just as a reminder to items that we will need for our next board meeting. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Take great
Thank you.
care.
Good night.